back to my channel. It's Ashley here, and if you are new, hey girl, hey. In this video today, I'm gonna be sharing some spring DIYs. So let's get started with DIY number one. All right, so getting started with DIY number one, you're gonna need this cute little birdhouse that you can pick up from Michael's. If you use your coupon, this is gonna cost you around $3. The next thing I'm gonna be using are these flower molds. So I created these using the Prima decor mold that you can get off of Amazon. So I will have the exact one that I used linked down below. And now what I'm going to do is I am just going to add my flowers and try to figure out how I want them to be placed onto my birdhouse. Now that I have my flowers placed where I want them, I'm just going to take some 220 grit sandpaper and I'm going to clean up around my molds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to add my molds onto my birdhouse, and to do that I'm just going to be using my E6000 and then I'm going to place the flowers in place. The next step of course is painting, so you can paint your birdhouse whatever color you choose, but of course I am going to be painting it this sheepskin color that I absolutely love, and it is a folk art chalk paint, so I will have it linked down below as well. After I have my birdhouse nicely painted, now I'm going to start to work on the mold. So I'm going to be using Artesa's Pearl White Metallic paint. Artesa has some really good metallic paint, so I will have this one linked down below as well. And I am going to just take this color, and it's really going to just bring out the flowers, because right now they're kind of like there and they're blended in with the color that the birdhouse is. But when I put the pearl white on there, that metallic is just really gonna pop, and it's going to be like a subtle little change, but it's still going to go with the birdhouse, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's really going to bring out the flowers even more. If you want to do your flowers another color or whatever, you can definitely do that as well, and then they'll definitely pop. But this is just going to give it just that little subtle pop and nothing too dramatic. The end result of this birdhouse is super cute. I love how shabby chic this is, and you can literally go crazy with the molds if you want to. I didn't. I just put them in certain different places around the birdhouse, and then I just decided to keep it simply white, and I love the look. All right, so moving along to DIY number two, the first thing that you're gonna need is a 9-inch embroidery hoop. I got this from Michael's as well, and I think it was like $1.50 or something like that. So now I'm going to pull my embroidery hoop apart, and the outer portion of the embroidery hoop, I am going to be using that same sheepskin color, and I'm going to paint the hoop. The next thing I'm going to do is take this scrapbook paper. I got 2 sheets. So this is a specialty paper that you can get from Michael's, and it's like the flower print is kind of like embossed on there, and this paper, it like mimics kind of fabric, so like you can like squish it together and stuff, and it really won't tear like the other scrapbook paper. So if you don't want to go out and buy like a yard of fabric or whatever, you can literally just use this type of scrapbook paper. So again, I got 2 of them, and for the first one, I'm just going to use that and add it to the center of my embroidery hoop, and then I am going to make sure that the inner portion, since I really didn't paint it, I'm going to make sure that I push it down all the way so that you won't be able to see where I did not paint. And then I'm going to tighten the top of the embroidery hoop just like you would if you were, adding fabric to your embroidery hoop to sew. So after I make sure that my scrapbook paper is on there nice and tight, I am going to now remove any of the excess, of course, by taking just my scissors and cutting around my hoop. The next thing I'm going to do is I am coming outside, and I'm going to work on these oval wood pieces that I got from Michael's as well. I believe they were like 64 cents, and I'm going to be using the color Briarsmoke. You guys know that's my favorite wood stain color, and I am going to stain these that color and let them dry. Now taking that same scrap paper, this is actually the scraps of the scrapbook paper, and I'm going to create the little paw part of the bunny. So I'm going to have a larger oval circle, and then I'm going to cut out 3 smaller oval circles for the feet. So this particular DIY that I'm doing, I actually got inspired by this Pinterest post that I came across. So I'm gonna have it linked down below because it also has the template that you can use to cut out these pieces. I didn't use the template. I like literally just like freehand drew it and then like printed it out. But if you want to use the template, you can, and it will be linked down below. Now I'm gonna start working on the ears. So to do that, literally Amazon all the way, y'all. I literally order from Amazon all the time. But I just removed the tops of the Amazon box, and I'm just going to again freehand some rabbit ears, and then I'm going to cut those rabbit ears out and add them to the top of the embroidery hoop. And if you don't have boxes or you don't order from Amazon every single day, you can definitely go to the Dollar Tree and get some of the Posterboard, and you can use that as well. Now I'm gonna take my little rabbit ears and I am going to trace it out on my second piece of that scrapbook paper that I bought, and then I'm going to cut that out and add it to the top of the cardboard. To add these pieces on, I'm just gonna be using my multi-purpose adhesive. I'm going to take the pieces outside, spray them, and then I'm going to bring them back inside, and I'm going to add them to my ears and then the wooden pieces at the bottom. Now that my ears are nicely glued, I am now going to attach some twine, because why not? And I am going to attach this using my hot glue. So this twine, if you look at the rabbit ears from the front, they look completely fine, but on the sides, you can still see the cardboard. So this twine is going to cover that up. And you can double up the twine if you want to, but the twine that I'm using is thick enough that it covers the cardboard. So all I'm doing is just doing a single strand, and I'm gluing those onto both of the ears. So now I'm going to start to work on this bow that I'm going to add to the top of my bunny. So the back ribbon is from Michael's and the top ribbon is from Walmart. So I'm basically just creating this bow so that I will have a way to hide the little clasp tighteny thing that your embroidery hoops have at the top. Okay, so moving along to working on our bunny tail. So instead of using like cotton or fur or anything like that, I thought that it would be super unique to use flowers. So these flowers I got from Michael's. They were $5 for the bunch. I love the size, the color, the shape, everything of these. So these are the flowers that I chose, but you can use whatever flowers you want for your tail. So now that I have my basic placement of where my tail is going to be, I'm going to start to add everything together. So the first thing that I'm going to attach to my bunny are the feet. So I'm going to be attaching them using my hot glue, but you can use E6000 as well. And then after I attach my feet, I am going to attach my rabbit ears. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to work on the tail. So for the tail, what I'm going to do is I am just going to glue the flowers to each other. And then after I glue the flowers to each other, I am going to then glue the base of those flowers to the embroidery hoop. And the last thing that I'm going to do, of course, is I am just going to add my cute little bow to the top to cover up the little tightening clasp area at the top of the embroidery hoop. I am loving this bunny. It's so many different things that you can do with this bunny, so many different ways that you can create this bunny. Of course, I chose to keep it simple with all my neutral like cream white toned colors. This will be perfect to add to a wreath, and this is super simple to make. Now we are on to DIY number 3, and what you're gonna need are 1x4 boards and then some letters. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to work on getting my boards cut down to size. So I'm gonna take my letters, which these letters, the top ones I got from Hobby Lobby and the bottom ones I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to place them where I want them to be on my board. And then I'm going to, you can measure it out or you can like eyeball it and mark where you're going to need to cut your sides. And then I'm going to take it to my miter saw and I'm going to cut my boards down to the size that I need. The next thing that I'm going to do, of course, is I'm going to sand down these boards. So I'm going to smooth out my tops and my sides, and I'm going to round out my edges. And then again, I'm going to take that same stain color, which is the Briarsmoke by Rust-Oleum, but now I think it's Varathane actually carries this color. And I'm going to stain my wood that color. The next step is attaching my 2 boards. So to do this, I'm going to be using some wood glue and my wood clamps. And then I am going to let this sit overnight, and it's going to be nice and dry the next morning. So now I'm going to start working on these letters. Again, I got these from the Dollar Tree, and when I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, these are super cute. I like these style letters better than the other style letters that they originally had at the Dollar Tree. So I had to pick these up. And now what I'm doing is I am just painting them that same sheepskin color. Now that everything is nice and dry, I'm going to start to attach my letters, and to do that I'm going to be using E6000, but first, of course, I'm going to make sure that they are in place. So you can again use your ruler if you want to make sure that they are evenly spaced, or you could do like me and I am just eyeballing this. So again, I got the top letters from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember how much they were, but they were on sale when I got them. And to attach them, I'm going to be using my hot glue, but I would definitely use E6000 if you want to attach them this way. Or you can just nail the top, because they do have little hooks at the top where you can attach them with your nails, and you can just hang them onto the board. Now this sign is super easy to make. All you need is one 1x4 board. Get it cut down to the size that you need if you don't have a miter saw, and you can get that done at Lowe's or Home Depot, wherever you buy your wood. Then get you some letters, put them on. If you want this to be hung up, you can add a Sawtooth Hanger to the back, but this sign is screaming spring and I love it. We are finally at DIY number 4. This is literally about to go by so fast. So I spotted these little plant hangers at the Dollar Tree and I picked one up. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm not a fan of this color, even though it is a nice color, and I do like this color when I wear like shirts and stuff, but I'm going to change this and I'm going to spray paint it that metallic spray paint color that I picked up from Walmart. And I'm going to just first make sure that I'm kind of spreading these out really well so I can make sure I get some good coverage. I'm going to spray it on one side, flip it over, and do that same thing. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this garden dish that you can get from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to remove the stickers, and then I'm going to add the dish to the center, of course, part of the plant hanger. So the next thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some flowers to where all the rope is gathered together and it is tied in a knot. So I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree flowers and also the same Michael flowers as well. So I turned this into a bird feeder, and I think it's cute and it's very easy to do, and it is very inexpensive to make. I have some shots of it outside with some bird seeds in there, and then I brought it inside so you can kind of see how it looks inside as well. If you don't want to use this as a bird feeder, you can put flowers in here, you can put succulents in here, and you can hang this up in your home, and I think this is so cute. So that is the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below to let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one.